Hey, what's up, guys? You know, it's me, me, aka YG Upscale, and today I want to share with you guys some great news. So, this week makes 1 year since I've been in Georgia. If you guys don't know, I lived in New York for 20 years and decided to move to Georgia last year, this time. And this video is for anyone who have the intent, whoever considered moving to Georgia. I'm going to share some of my experiences, some of my knowledge gain, and hopefully it could help someone. So let's get into it. Know that we're going to go over these things. Now remember, these things are things that I think is important. Now it depends on where you are in life. Some other things might be important. If you're watching this video and you feel like I missed something, feel free to comment in the comment box and add it. Maybe it could add value to someone else. Now I write down some notes because I want to make sure I go over everything. So number 1, housing, pros and cons. 2, the job market. 3, things to do, nightlife. 4, dating life. 5, crime and guns. Pros and cons of buying a house in Georgia, moving to Georgia. So one of the pros is that you definitely get more space. Georgia versus New York, the prices, in my opinion, is similar. However, what you get in New York, you probably can get double the space for what you get in Georgia. Second is diversity in prices. In New York, especially New York City, you probably cannot get a house for under $500,000 at this time. In Georgia, you can find a house that's probably 100 and a little bit thousand up to $1 million, depending on what your taste, what your budgets. Not having to share space. In New York, if you buy $1 million house, chances are it's probably a multi-family house, or chances are that you're super rich and you live in Long Island, into the Hamptons, or into a really good neighborhood. If that's you, this video might not be for you. But if you're looking to relocate to Georgia, that's some of the pros of coming here. Cons of buying a house here. If you choose to buy a house here, remember, most of the houses are in subdivisions, and with subdivisions come HOA fees and HOA rules. Now, if you're not the type of person that like rules and stuff, then probably you don't need to go into a subdivision, and you can get some houses that's outside the subdivision. However, I think there's pros and cons to everything. The subdivisions, typically the neighborhood will look a little bit nice and it upkeep a little bit better. However, that's strictly up to you, your choice. Another con, in Georgia, they have monopoly system. What that means is, I didn't know coming here that I have to buy and pay for garbage pickup every month. So you have to come, you choose which garbage company you want, you do your research, you pick one based on affordability, based on maybe reviews and stuff. You pick one and then you go with them drop off the garbage bin, and then they tell you which day they pick up, and then that's how the process works. You have the option not to go with them, and then you can drive and bring the garbage to the local county garbage disposal. But who does that? Anyway, so that's it. Another big thing is lawn care. In New York, you don't have that much space, you don't have that much lawn space. So here, if you come here, definitely look into lawn care. Understanding if you have a half an acre, quarter acre, whatever that is, you probably want to get a riding lawnmower. You probably get a lawnmower, or you can pay somebody to do it, but that will be an additional expense. Those are some of the cons that I feel in the housing market. As far as jobs, I think there's opportunity here. Probably not as much as New York. It probably don't pay as much as New York, but because of the expense, your car insurance might be cheaper, your house mortgage or rent might be a little cheaper. So if you don't get as much pay, give and take, it can probably still maintain the same lifestyle that you used to live in New York. The big jobs that I see down here, obviously things like medical, transportation, and warehouse. Those are some of the jobs that I see that's big here. There's also a big space for entrepreneurial ventures. So if you're into entrepreneurial stuff, here is definitely somewhere that you can strive if you apply yourself correctly, and it's a little bit more accessible as far as price if you compare New York City. Things to do, nightlife. There's so much things to do. There's diversity of things to do. Georgia is big on sports, big on sports. But other from sports, there's a lot of things like the aquarium, Coca-Cola factory, Six Flags, Martin Luther King's house, Tyler Perry Studio, Stone Mountain, Cascade skating ring. If you want to into skating, go there. You'll be surprised. I feel like everybody in Georgia born with a skate on their feet. Some restaurants, Pasha, Spice House, Garden Room, State Market, all these other places. And then you have nightlife. There's so many nightlifes. It's so much within Atlanta area, and there's some on the outskirts, depending on where you choose to live. Dating life. All right, let me explain this to you now. If you're coming from New York and you're single, please go live in Atlanta. Do not live on the outskirts. Live in Atlanta. If you choose to live in the outskirts, make sure it's about 15 minutes or so from Atlanta. 30 minutes max. Also, you will get exposed to a lot of people practice poly relationship, open relationship, and all these things. But the most important thing, please live within 30 minutes of the of Atlanta, because one of the obstacles that you'll find if you choose to live on the outskirts, whether it's north, west, east, or south of Atlanta, if the drive is over 30 minutes, you'll realize that it's harder to date, it's harder to do things and to be socialized. Even though there is options in those areas, but it's probably not as a lot as being in the city. Now, crimes and guns, as you guys know, Georgia is a carry state, so getting a gun is easy as 1, 2, 3. Now, crimes, definitely on the news, something that stand out to me was there's a lot of gun crimes. Also, just beware if you live in Atlanta, there's also a lot of car breaking. And my thought behind that is because it's a carry state, a lot of people break into cars trying to find firearms. They probably use them or for sell them to people who live in other states. Whatever reason they choose, that's it. That's my experience. Some of the things that I feel like also will add value is, one, don't leave New York thinking that Georgia don't get cold. That was my mindset. I thought that Georgia was beside Florida, so it probably only go 40 degrees, 50 degrees. It definitely get cold. It get to 25 before 15 since I've been here. I had to go back to New York and get some bubble jackets and come back. It don't have a long winter, probably 3 months tops. And the cold doesn't stay cold and it doesn't snow. If they do get snow, some flakes, nothing serious. Also, Georgia have a lot of bugs. Oh my gosh, a lot of bugs. Bugs I've never seen in my life. Bugs big like this. They have a lot of deers. They have a lot of raccoons. A lot of the ant, little hard shell looking thing. They have a lot of wildlife and stuff here. But the people very hospitable, very respectful and polite. As far as police in New York, police harass you. Here, if you live on the outskirts, you won't get the harassment that much. You see a lot of black successful people here in Georgia. It actually feel like a Wakanda for America or something like that. But there's a lot of pros. I would just suggest do your research. Since I've been here, it's been a great move. I don't regret it. I've accomplished a lot. I've started new journeys, met new friends, and things like that. The traffic. Let's talk about the traffic. I don't know how them don't get this as yet, but Georgia traffic is crazy, and the only reason I see is because I-75 run through Florida and it goes straight up to New York. So you have to pass Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, Maryland, and go straight up, right? All the trailers come from the port, which the port in my head makes sense. It's in Florida, it's the tip of the country. That's where everything come in, and the trailers go up. I don't know why some genius in Georgia don't build a plan where them extend or create a new highway where it's only for truck drivers and trailers only, and let them drive on that while the local people take the other road. Similar to what's in Jersey. If they do that, I feel like it would be a big difference. Anyways, these are just my 2 cents. If I forget anything, I apologize. If you remember anything, if there's certain things that you want, comment below. Thank you guys for watching the video. Hope this had value. Remember, this is Yemi. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter. Not Twitter. I don't have Twitter. Follow me on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram at YG and Upscale. Follow and support my business with the t-shirt at Underground Vinyl Press. And then here, Strip Opinion. Like us, follow, share, comment, subscribe. Thank you guys. Hope this video bring value to someone. Again, if you have any questions or concern, put it in the comment box. Thank you.